oh my God, instincts kind of kicked in and said, right, this is not the right place for you. You need to make a significant change in your life. I was in a dark place. I was depressed. Things were not working out. At some point, I'm kind of hit rock bottom, and it was either, I don't know, potentially, prison, and then it kind of hit me. You're moving away. And it came to me so clear, so crisp. And that was it. That was the beginning of everything. Trust yourself, even if it doesn't make logical sense, if it doesn't make sense in that sort of level. Trust yourself, move forward. And that is so powerful, Sam. But the mindset and the resilience were there, so they kind of dictated my steps, and obviously coming back home, I'm going to be the best in whatever I do, even at the chicken counter. I'm going to be the best chicken counter boy ever. It's the mindset that defines you. It's the mindset that will help you conquer the world. This is it. You will find a way. It's the goddamn mindset, Karino, that you need to equip yourself in order to make it in this life.
I'm on a mission to help the world to see success differently. Through sharing the stories of our guests, I hope to inspire those that listen. This is the Different Hats podcast, produced by H2 Productions. I hope you can join us on this journey. Where's your mindset at? Almost going back. Well, I guess, like you said, losing the house and partner and a close friend. You're in that position. Where's your mindset at that point? I guess we're going back to the 12-year-old, the resilience and the fight that you built up, that you take some of those skills there. But just talk to me about where your head was at.
Not in a very conscious way.
No, sure.
But absolutely, kind of now that I've had the time to reflect and go back on that, oh my God, instincts kind of kicked in and said, right, this is not the right place for you. You need to make a significant change in your life and reconfigure your situation. I was in a dark place. I was depressed. Things were not working out. Nothing was working out. So I went to this sort of negative cycle of depression and doing other things as well. It was horrible. So I could, at some point, I'm kind of hit rock bottom, and it was either, I don't know, potentially, prison or all sorts of stuff, or break away and have a clean start and try things out. And I chose the latter. I chose to move away from Greece at that point in time. It was toxic for me. It was a very toxic environment.
In what sense? Because of the people that you surrounded yourself with, or because of the position that you was in, or for whatever reason you'd got in that position from losing the house, etc., etc. Was it that?
Yeah, I think it was the cumulative effect of everything.
Yeah,
I mean, losing a house in itself might not be something that brings you to that stage, but losing a girlfriend, losing a best friend, losing your house, your job, not being able to get to whatever university or hit a goal, 27 years old. I mean, it's not, you're not old by any means, but, I had this thing in my head, I guess, that I need to be hitting this target, these goals. I need to be somewhere doing something by 27, and that wasn't materializing. And I could see that the building blocks were not there. So I think the instincts kicked in and said, right, you need to do something big. You need to leave your family, move away, get yourself in another environment that will help you switch that back, find your way, see the trajectory in a sense.
Sure.
And I wasn't seeing it in Greece.
So, but who was putting up? You get to 27, and who you say about I hadn't got to where I wasn't in a position that I wanted to be or whatever. But was that the goals that you'd set yourself? Was it what society says that where we should be, and where there's a path that society suggests that we should take, and we should be at this stage at this point, and this stage at this point you should have this and this and this and all these external facts, and that's what we should be doing. And when we don't maybe live a life exactly like that, and you break the normal. So was it yourself? Was it society? Was it people around you, or all of them that where you looked at it and gone, I've not reached this. I've not reached that goal.
It's a system, right? I mean, it's not just absolutely internally inside of me. I was feeling that you're a failure at this point in time. You're not doing anything that will put you in a position of success further down the line. There's nothing here to take that will set you up for that next step in your life. People around me, absolutely. I was getting banged by family. I was getting banged by friends, and that wasn't working out as well. So I think it's a combination of expectations, absolutely, but also personal expectations as well. And both of them were pointing towards failure, and it wasn't happening. So I had to reinvent.
Can you pinpoint that moment then because especially when you're in a bit of a dark place?
Yes.
And you feel like the messages you're telling yourself, the messages from other people is I'm a failure and I've not succeeded, and things are not going well. Where does that shift come in, and how do you go? I'm going to lift myself above that parapet. I'm not going to allow that to be my. This is not going to be my story. I'm going to change that.
Jesus, man, I remember the moment.
Really,
I remember the moment. It's just, and I always remember, it's not just, I remember the moment that kind of clicked inside my head. I went back home. I had to find somewhere to stay, and I went back to my family house, sharing a room with my brother at age 27, and sitting at bed at night, trying to think things through. And then it kind of hit me, you're moving away. And it came to me so clear, so crisp. And that was it. That was the beginning of everything. I mean, my further life kind of moving forward. But that was it. That was the moment that I decided to move away. I didn't know what I was going to do. I mean, I was going out to Brighton, to the UK to do further studying and trying to find a job. But that was the moment that I've decided that my life has to change, and this is the way I'm going to change it, move out.
Love that. Because I am a strong believer that, and whether people agree or not, but I am a strong believer is actually we do have a choice, don't we, at how we choose to move forward, how we choose to look at certain things. And people can be in like really dark places, obviously, I'm not saying it from a mental health point of view, mental health aside, I guess, but just in life, we do have choices and the paths that we decide to take, and actually making that choice. You've made a choice, an active choice to go, I'm not, my life could be going in one direction. I've got to take the responsibility, and I've got to be accountable to change that direction and make a choice to make a different thing.
Absolutely. Not in so many words, potentially at that point in time.
Yeah, sure.
But absolutely, mate, it kind of hit me over the head, that, listen, it was probably more instinct rather than logical.
Sure.
Because don't forget, I finished my first degree, came away from the UK, hating it. I don't want to go back there.
Why did you?
Because I had my girlfriend back home, my family was, so I kind of hated it my first year, 96, 99, living in London. I've oh my God, never going back. So it wasn't like, I had a good experience and I'm going back there. That wasn't there.
Yeah, sure.
It was. I think it was pure instinct, a little bit of logic as well, but I think it was instinct, and that's why again it kind of sets me up, to trust my gut feeling. From that point onwards, trust yourself, even if it doesn't make logical sense, if it doesn't make sense in that sort of level, trust yourself, move forward. And that is so powerful, Sam. That is so powerful, mate.
It's such a brilliant thing for any listeners to take away actually, that especially when you can relate it to business as well, and we all have to make big decisions in business, and a lot of the time, but in life in general, I think actually this is in life in general, that gut feeling, don't be too quick to ignore that, because 99% of the time that's probably the right thing. I'm
telling you,
you
know, amen. Amen. I mean, this is the way.
So then, so you're on the phone. You spoke to Mike. You've come over. You're in Brighton now.
I'm in Brighton, yeah.
And what's the plan now? Where
Jesus, man! Double glazing units, door to door.
Wow.
On raining day. I mean, it was Sainsbury's, chicken counter. All sorts of jobs. You know, the first couple of months was crazy.
Wow.
Sleeping at Mike's room on the floor. You know, had a mat. I was sleeping there. I mean, he was having enough of me. In about a month's time, after about 4 weeks, he would start, you know, giving me clues. Right, if this doesn't work out, you know, what are your next steps?
Yeah.
So I was getting there, you know, ready to be kicked out of his room. I mean, you know, sleeping in the same room, obviously. So that was hard. That was difficult, man. You know, the first few months was very hard.
But did you come to the UK? Going from the position you was in Greece, knowing I've got to make a change, did you come to the UK full of optimism and excitement, or was you more nervous, worried? Where was your head at that point?
A bit of both. I think absolutely. I mean, I was still reeling from whatever was happening to me back, but I had to clear my head. I had to be in a healthy space in my head to be able to define my next steps. So I think it was just escaping my old self or my situation or whatever, putting physical distance between that life and a new life. And it did the trick. You know, all these experiences, although very hard and difficult, you know, going through all these jobs and you know, in general being pushed away, you know, the environment itself. I mean, you move into a country again, obviously you will face a bit of bias, a bit of this, a bit of that. You know, my English kind of, you know, again, because I was in Greece for 4 years, we're not up to scratch, an accent, so on and so forth. So it wasn't very easy at the beginning, again, but the mindset and the resilience were there. So they kind of dictated my steps, and obviously coming back home, I'm going to be the best in whatever I do, even at the chicken counter. I'm going to be the best chicken counter boy ever, and I've done that. So that sort of instincts and experiences from previous sets, you know, from Canada, from Greece, they're coming up, and they're kind of helping me, guide me, you know, through the next steps in the UK. So all that helped me define my next steps, find my way through.
It's amazing. I love that, again, for people to take away, actually, that no matter where you are on your journey, that level of going, whatever it is I'm doing, I will do to the best of my ability, no matter what it is.
Exactly.
Chicken counter or running multiple businesses, whatever it is I'm doing, because then that puts you in such good stead, especially when it comes to running a business.
Agreed.
As we spoke about briefly offline, about little things. I'm going to go the extra mile. My business is going to be the best business it can possibly be, and I'm going to do this because I will go above and beyond to make sure that it gets there. And the same. And it's such a huge lesson for anyone listening on their journey of where they are, that no matter where you are right now, where you could potentially be, as long as what you're doing at this moment in time is the best that you can possibly do.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. It's the mindset. Technical skills come and go. I mean, you might learn some stuff, you know, you will enhance yourself further down the line, whatever. It's the mindset that defines you. It's the mindset will help you conquer the world. This is it. You will find a way. It's the goddamn mindset, kind of, that you need to equip yourself in order to make it in this life. I mean, whatever success looks like, and each person has its own definition of success. But it's the mindset. Always invest in yourself, grow yourself.